The race is now officially on. Americans cast their vote in what has been termed as the most closely contested elections in the history of the United States. But as the world watches with a keen interest in how things will unfold, Joe Biden and current President Donald Trump have been campaigning until the last minute. Meanwhile, here in South Africa, political parties have different views on the developments in the U.S.
I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of the most contested and most important elections in the United States in many, many decades. It's not a question of only an election between President Trump and Mr. Biden. This election, in essence, is about the heart and the soul of the American state. And we will have to wait and see where it's going to end in the end. I'm not going to make a prediction at this stage. Safe to say that it's going to be a quite close contest.
Some have put their weight behind the current president, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump will be made the president because we've seen all over the world that people are supporting leaders who are bold, who are patriotic and unapologetic about supporting their people. Therefore, it is our reason to believe that that is how the elections in USA will turn out.
If you remember well, before COVID-19 struck, the economy of the US was doing very well, and we were told that black people were getting jobs better than at any other time. So when it comes to economy and job creation, Trump did very well, and I'm hoping that people will not judge him.
The governing ANC has called for calm in the U.S. during this time, while the IFP says it wants to see a smooth election in that country.
Americans will be able to prevail. They will make sure that elections are held in an orderly manner. Their own law enforcement agencies, those that are tasked with monitoring these elections, will do the work that they do even when they come to Africa, to make sure that we have got elections that are peaceful, that are free and fair, that grants every citizen who is entitled to cast their vote that kind of a right and space without them being intimidated or being afraid of violence being meted against them.
We hope that the elections today will go off smoothly and that they will be free and fair and free from fear. The benchmark and standards upon which the United States has held other countries insofar as elections and democracy are concerned must today prevail as their own standards upon which they will hold themselves.
Meanwhile, the EFF says it doesn't concern itself with what is happening in the U.S. because the government of that country doesn't care about the African continent.
The economic freedom fighters is not interested on the election outcome of United States of America because American government is an institutionalized entity. Governments come, governments go, but their policy position and ideology never change. They will have the same policy on Israel-Palestine conflict. They will have the same policy on Africa. They will have the same policy on expanding their military base in the rest of the world, in particular in Africa. They will still impose sanctions on the innocent countries like Zimbabwe, etc. So it matters not.
Africa was never high on the agenda for the Trump administration. It's everyone's guess if that will change if he gets a second term or whether things will improve with Joe Biden in the White House. Abongile Dumago, SABC News, Johannesburg.